domestic and foreign investment opportunities, encouraging and implementing the international expansion strategy.
马中关系源远流长，经过了45年的这个紧密合作，经贸之间的这个成长，马中的关系呢更上一层楼。我们在未来展望双边友好邦国的关系，朝向新的里程碑迈进。
As a platform for international interaction, the professional teams of the association and the 9 state administrative branches have successfully encouraged numerous numbers of Chinese investors to collaborate with local entrepreneurs over the years.
MCCC being a focused China-Malaysia trade organization, it opens up a new avenue for us to look at trading with China. China is a country that we cannot ignore. It's humongous and the trade opportunities are big.
MCCC not only enables Malaysian entrepreneurs to experience the prosperity of Malaysia-China business, but also enables the Chinese entrepreneurs to experience the diversity of Malaysian culture. This has boosted the confidence of cooperating with local businesses, therefore strengthening trade development. In order to truly understand China's economic status, MCCC led local entrepreneurs on a visit to the commercial hub in Nanjing, China, and to meet the local entrepreneurs there. MCCC started a course related to the investments in China and Malaysia, organizing the One Belt, One Road English Forum. MCCC also organized a Greater Glory 45th anniversary of Malaysia-China diplomatic relations to celebrate the close relations and the rich historical ties, to further encourage the economic development and maintain the high accelerated growth between Malaysia and China.
马中总商会自1990年成立以来，积极地发挥桥梁和纽带的作用。今天的中马关系已经进入了新的历史阶段，必将迎来更大的发展机遇和更广阔的发展空间。
The rapid growth and increase of business activities in China make it a globally coveted market. Malaysia's strength lies in its stable, growing economy and multicultural environment.
3, 2, 1.
Mm. 对于马中总商会未来的发展，马中总商会一定要尽量的有一个机制来够授权给我们的各个委员会、各州的州分会，让他们有这个领域、有这个舞台去表现他们各自的才华。这一点是我们这个总商会会成功的一个要素。
Regardless of the business nature, choosing only the strongest and advanced platform is the most effective method to venture into any foreign market.
医生那边还有什么要放吗？
没有影片了。
再重复
我这边的
多一次了，
灯光
然后就可以
OK
开始了。
吗？这边的灯光 ，How is the light here?
OK
OK。
Very good,
香港
very good.
OK， very
Just
good,
perfect.
OK Right.
OK 我这边也应该 OK 了，不过我的配角没有问题。
啊
医生你就 repeat 多一次，然后我们就可以开始。
然后 in
我在
between 的时候，
那个
如果
video 可以 repeat
Kelvin
多一次。
如果 in between 需要有一个
可以放
来
放你的是吗？
不是，我是讲如果你需要一个 break 啊 ，toilet break or whatever, you just call for it.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Maybe just a 5 minute lah.
Yeah, just a 5 minutes break or whatever.
Good idea.
If you feel necessary.
Yeah. Okay, I will see how.
Malaysia-China Chamber of Commerce (MCCC) was established in 1990 as a non-governmental, non-profit, multi-ethnic and independent business association. MCCC provides a dynamic platform for Malaysian and Chinese entrepreneurs to create a mutually beneficial environment for business cooperation, enhancing the national economy and boosting enterprise development.
马中总商会创会的前辈一开始就给我们这个商会很清楚的定位，它是设计马来西亚各族的商家有兴趣到中国经贸和投资的一个总会。未来的两国的一个发展的新动力，必然是来自高科技，包括于人才的培养。
马中总商会青年团是在2003年4月份成立，并在2018年我们改名为青年企业家委员会青企会，以更贴近企业家的形象。作为青年的商业平台，青企会也通过举办各种各样的活动，让他们装备好自己，迎接更多的商机。
我觉得21世纪女企业家通过这个平台走出马来西亚，然后走入全中国。我们不只是要学习如何做一个成功的女企业家，更重要的是我们要如何成为一个更有价值的女企业家。
As a platform for connecting private enterprises and government resources, the MCCC has been maintaining close contact with the government departments of the two countries to ensure the exchange of resources and projects, domestic and foreign investment opportunities, encouraging and implementing the international expansion strategy.
马中关系源远流长，经过了45年的这个紧密合作，经贸之间的这个成长，马中的关系呢更上一层楼。我们在未来展望双边友好邦国的关系，朝向新的里程碑迈进。
As a platform for international interaction, the professional teams of the association and the 9 state administrative branches have successfully encouraged numerous numbers of Chinese investors to collaborate with local entrepreneurs over the years.
MCCC being a focused China-Malaysia trade organization, it opens up a new avenue for us to look at trading with China. China is a country that we cannot ignore. It's humongous and the trade opportunities are big.
MCCC not only enables Malaysian entrepreneurs to experience the prosperity of Malaysia-China business, but also enables the Chinese entrepreneurs to experience the diversity of Malaysian culture. This has boosted the confidence of cooperating with local businesses, therefore strengthening trade development. In order to truly understand China's economic status, MCCC led local entrepreneurs on a visit to the commercial hub in Nanjing, China, and to meet the local entrepreneurs there. MCCC started a course related to the investments in China and Malaysia, organizing the One Belt, One Road English Forum. MCCC also organized a Greater Glory 45th anniversary of Malaysia-China diplomatic relations to celebrate the close relations and the rich historical ties, to further encourage the economic development and maintain the high accelerated growth between Malaysia and China.
马中总商会自1990年成立以来，积极地发挥桥梁和纽带的作用。今天的中马关系已经进入了新的历史阶段，必将迎来更大的发展机遇和更广阔的发展空间。
The rapid growth and increase of business activities in China make it a globally coveted market. Malaysia's strength lies in its stable, growing economy and multicultural environment.
3, 2, 1.
对于马中总商会未来的发展，马中总商会一定要尽量的有一个机制来够授权给我们的各个委员会、各州的州分会，让他们有这个领域、有这个舞台去表现他们各自的才华。这一点是我们这个总商会会成功的一个要素。
Regardless of the business nature, choosing only the strongest and advanced platform is the most effective method to venture into any foreign market.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon. Good evening. Now it's actually 4 p.m. 4:03. Okay. So we shall start in 2 minutes. Maybe just a brief introduction to after this presentation of our MCCC. MCCC stands for Malaysia China Chamber of Commerce. And we have established since 1990, and this year is actually the 31 year, and we have approximately 1,800 members across Malaysia, and we have 10 branches in most of the states, and we are the multi-cultural business chamber, and we'll come back to the topic. China is the second largest market in the world, and it actually may even overtake to be number one very soon. And in fact, some report already said China has overtaken the United States. Today's topic, selling imported food in China. And well, China is a very big market, as we all know. But it is also a very competitive market. And the whole world is eyeing this big pie. So to say, all want to have a piece of pie in this market. However, are we really prepared? So today we are going to talk about the food sector. How are we going to bring our products? So today's topic is more, we are focusing on the food. And the few sectors that we are going to discuss is the market segmentation, the business model, the import procedure, distribution channel, set up distribution network, identify market, and finding importer. So without further ado, MCCC would like to welcome Mr. Khor Soon Lee to be our speaker today. Soon Lee has over 20 years in international exposure, especially in sales and marketing, and also operation in FMCG industry, especially in China, Southeast Asia, and Middle East market. He had a few talks in Martrade, Pharma, and I'm CCC, which is 3 years ago. And today we welcome back Mr. Khor, and he is now in Shanghai to come back for the MCC, the webinar today. Welcome, Mr. Khor, please. And okay, before further, those who are online, who are not, we will later, we will go into the Q&A. So please all turn your mic to mute session. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kelvin. And thank you, Kevin, and thank you to Malaysian China Chamber of Commerce for organizing this webinar. It is indeed my pleasure to share with you my practical experience in dealing with imported food in China. And today topics we're going to cover like market segmentation, business models, and all this. You know, each of these topics will take you 2 hours. So just be prepared your lunch or dinner or whatever, your pillow to be with me for the next 1 day, maybe. Of course, not to frighten you, I'm going to summarize all this into like 1.5 hours to 1 hour. Of course, it's just an outline, and any in details, if you want to know further, please do not hesitate to contact me further. Okay, next slide, please. Imported food with the increase of China's spending power, globalization, exposure, demand for trendy food, One Belt, One Road initiative, it is an opportunity for any foreign food to penetrate into the China market. However, the queue is long and the whole world is eyeing on China and want this piece of pie. It is a very lucrative market, but it's not easy. It is very competitive. And why I bring in this one, say One Belt, One Road initiative, because of One Belt, One Road initiative, China government have been relaxing a lot of rules in importing food, especially they are merging the CIQ, so-called the China Inspection and Quarantine, together with their custom and ease down the procedures. So this year or the year to come, for the next few years, it is an opportunity for us to sell all those imported food into China. Next slide, please. Now, before we go into the China market, we must actually look at the China map. You look at this China map, it's like a chicken. You know, when I first enter into China, I always feel that this is a chicken. And how you differentiate the area of China. There's, you know, there's a chicken stomach there, there's a chicken tail, or chicken back, or chicken feet there. That's where your location and where is your market is. And we have to understand how we're going to segmentize the market into like Northeast China, North China, Northwest China, Central China, Southwest China, and East China, and of course we got this direct municipal city, the one like Beijing, Shanghai, Tianjin, Chongqing. And why we need to divide them into all these regions? Because all of these regions that they have different spending power, demand for products, and also that China is too big for you to actually handle all. So we may just focus in 1 or 2 provinces that we should make you, which is very good already. So like, you know, be more focused. But before you be more focused, you must really know how to segmentize that into a market. Like Heilongjiang, we have Northeast China, we have Heilongjiang, Liaoning, Jilin, and some of the products are selling very well there, and they are very near to Russian borders. And most of the time, we are focusing on Shanghai, Beijing, Tianjin, and also Chongqing. And this is the area where the spending power is very, very high. And also the demand for imported food are better here in Shanghai, Beijing, and Tianjin. And also, of course, Guangzhou, Chengdu. So we cannot be very rigid to segmentize this market. And it all depends on your company policy and also on your product itself. Okay, we cannot like following all these segment blindly, because all individual products will have different market and different demand and different set of consumer together. Okay, next slide, please. After we see that China market, that we divide them into a few segments and we focus into which segment that we want to do or we want to start with. And then after that, we talk about the taste acquire. See, like in the southern part of China, they prefer something sweet. You know, 南甜北咸东酸西辣, which is in China, like southern part, you got something sweet, like whatever food you eat in Shanghai itself, that is sweet. And by the way, how they divide North China and South China is Yangtze-jiang, Changjiang is always divided, but whatever city or area that's north to the Yangtze-jiang is considered as North China. Whatever is that below the Yangtze-jiang is considered as South China. And for example, Shanghai is considered as South China. So the food itself, like they like something sweet. And when you go to the north, like Heilongjiang or Beijing, Hebei, then whatever food you eat there, they are very salty. And you go to the eastern part of China, that you know they like something sour. Of course, to the western part of China, they are sticking like mala huoguo, the hot pot, that very, very spicy, chili hots and all kind of things. Of course, this is not very, very rigid, but basically this is their taste bug. This is their taste bug. So whatever food you want to sell there, you must get the balance out. You must get the balance out of all their taste acquired. Like if you want to sell something very spicy or hot or chili hot or spices to the southern part of China, to Shanghai, to Guangzhou, it is very, very challenging. And when you sell something very sweet to the northern part of China, also is very challenging. Of course, as I say, this is not very, very legit. It can be mix of all these taste buds. And but of course, we must know where we stand for and how these people like your products. Okay, and we must view China as a separate country by the area itself. They by area itself, all the people staying at different area, they may have a different taste bud, they may have a different behavior, purchasing behavior, demand for products, they may have it differently, and their spending power is also different from one area to another one. Okay, then for a market tier, we can divide them into like a first tier market, which consists of Shanghai, Beijing, Guangzhou, and a second tier market, Ningbo, Wenzhou, Hangzhou, and third tier market, we have Xizhou, fourth tier market, we have Taizhou, and all this. How we categorize this one? We categorize according to their spending powers and also the standard of living. Okay, and their spending behavior. Also depends on their lifestyles, their habit, and the consciousness. You know, like we're talking about the food they eat is so different. In Guangzhou compared to the Chengdu, because one is very spicy, one is something like mild, they call, you know, something very mild and sweet in Shanghai as well. Okay, and standard of living, of course, is different. The spending power in Shanghai is the highest. You may pay something like very expensive, but to other area you may not have the spending power for that. So whoever want to sell any food to there or open any restaurant there, you must know the spending power and how much per head spending there, and also that how much they can afford to buy. I always quote this example, you know, sometimes when you sell certain food, imported food to certain area, and these people, they feel that you have a very, very good quality food, but they cannot afford. You cannot afford. just like you are introducing a Mercedes-Benz. Everybody know it's a good car, but you're introducing to the area that they cannot afford. Then it's zero. You cannot close any sales for that. Okay. Next slide, please. Then a few business model that you may consider to penetrating into China market. Number one, some of the big company or MNC, they can set up their own factory there, set up their own factory to manufacturers and distributes. Number two, they may consider to set up their own trading firm there to import and distribute. Number three, they may have the joint venture with their local distributors. Joint venture with local distributor is after maybe their first export products into China, and they feel that this is the market that can grow, and they feel that to localize the products that is having advantage in terms of pricing, in terms of quality control, and they also need the strength of their local distributor to come together with them to distribute on the market, to capture the market itself. And number four, the business model you may consider is like forming a consortium in China with other exporters, meaning to say that, you know, like some of the smaller exporters or smaller manufacturers or brand owner from overseas, they may not have the ability, to do marketing themselves, to sell direct or to find any of the importer by themselves. So they may come and team up with some of their counterpart or some of their friends from the same country itself and forming a consortium, and which can cut down the expenses of penetrating into this China market. Okay, and for Malaysian, I believe today there are many Malaysian listeners there. And then you can sell through some of the Malaysian trading company as well. And of course, number six is directly selling to China importer and distributors, which is everybody looking for, but it's not easy. When you want to sell direct to importer or distributor itself, we always want to find a good distributors or importer that sell our products. But at the same time also, China now they have globalized exposure. They are choosy for the products also. They want to select, they are very selective now because everybody can provide them good choices or alternative products for them. Okay, finding distributors, and it's a big challenge. We're going to talk about it in the following section. Now, the trend for the past 2-3 years is called cross-border trade, which is initiated by Alibaba Group, Cainiao, and others as well. But be very careful about this cross-border trade. Ideally, is good, but how you tackle this border trade, and after you how you handle it, should I say, how you handle the after sales of this border trade. You sell one container to them. If let's say there's the return goods, there's the damage, there's the quality problem, who will be responsible for that? Have to, as I say, the concept or idea is good. So far the success of this border trade are those big online platform where they buy directly from an overseas company. Example, like certain online platform, they do their own contract packing for milk products. They go to the milk factory and say now they're going to direct import from this factory itself, and they just directly send it over to them. And last time 3-4 years ago, they started this cross-border trade by sending courier service. Yes, possible. Courier service possible. But for the past 2 years, China government, the tax department already tightened these rules already. Every every IC holder of Chinese, every Chinese are allowed to certain amount of free tax for their cross-border trades. So there is always a limitation there. Okay. Another thing is that whatever business model you choose for, your presence here is important to support your importer in marketing. Don't let your importer to buy your products and you just do nothing and you just don't care about them. China have already exposed to the world and they know, and they are very demanding now. They are very demanding now for the support. They want brand owner to come in together to do marketing, to help them in listing, to help them in promoting the brand. Okay. If we still have a very old-fashioned and conservative thinking of like want to do trading and expecting a distributors or importer in China to just buy your products, sell for you, and sell for you, and you are doing nothing there, you just want to buy and sell, I should say it's not easy anymore. Unless you have a very special products, which I don't think so. Now the world is so open and it's so globalized. I can't find any products that only you have, other people don't have. Then of course there are certain products that you can still control. It's like licensing products, which is very rare. Okay. Next topic. Next, please. And now, whatever products sell from ASEAN to China is now zero tax, where we can use the Form E. We have these ASEAN +3 to Japan and to China. We are all zero tax, practically zero tax. Okay. Then for those Malaysian who are exporting the products to China, it's zero tax. Okay. But what is the procedures you need to do? Number one, if you were to sell to your importer, then first you must find a way to get the importer. And after that, you send some samples to them, then they like your products, then you send some documents. What document you need to supply to them is like your ingredient list, your trademark registration, your procedures, your manufacturing these flow charts to the importer, and this importer will check with custom directly or go through the forwarding agent to verify whether your ingredient list is that fulfill the requirement in China or not. Is that against any other rules or not? Example, if you are selling some nutritional products to China and you are claiming some functional on your packaging itself, and this is something that's not allowed, and you know that you have to check with the custom. Last time, 3 years ago, where you need to register your products with the custom or so-called CIQ, but recent year they have merged the CIQ and custom together. You are no longer need that anymore, but you still need your importer or your forwarding agent to help you to check with the custom department custom department that you know whether you are fulfilling all these requirements or not. This is one of the very big steps that under this One Belt One Road initiative, One Belt One Road initiative, that where China government loosened out their these import procedures, where they abolish the registration of the imported food. Okay. And then after that, you know, you go for a normal export procedures from Malaysia. Then you go for custom clearance. If you don't do any preparation, submitting sample, checking about nutritional facts, checking about your packaging, then you're going to have this problem. When it comes to custom clearance, they may reject, or you may go for another lab test or whatever again. This is the power to stop you. Then after you have custom clearance, and this custom officer, they have the rights to random check your products. They random check your products before they issue the sanitary certificate to you. And for this year onwards, some of the areas or some of the seaport in China, they already practice online sanitary certificate. Now you no longer receive a paper chop and sign certificate. You will go into online, they'll give you a code number you can download from everywhere. And this is already started in Fujian, and I think Guangdong is not yet. One by one, they will start. Then before they release your cargo, you need to pay tax. 13% tax, 13% VAT. China have reduced their VAT from 17% to 13%. All the while have been for 17% has been for many, many years, but this year itself, they are reduced. Last year itself, they reduced to 13%, charged on your CIF value. Then after paying the tax, everything, you are free to sell in the market. You are free to sell your products in the market. Okay, this is a little bit about import procedures. Next, please. Distribution channel. Okay, whatever products you sell into China by container or by LCL, whatever, but where to find your distribution channel? Don't follow blindly to go to sell into the channel which is not suitable to your products. Always like do some research and go to the field and see where is the right distribution channel you can sell to. Of course, you have to rely on your importer. They are the local people who know better where the distribution channel has to be. Some of the supermarket itself or wholesaling market itself, it may not suitable for imported products because it's too expensive or maybe too westernized or too modern, the products which these people, they cannot buy. And for this distribution channel, I quote example as in Shanghai, we have hypermarket, Walmart, Tesco, Carrefour, Highmarks, and all this. Then we have supermarket chains like Lianhua, Longgongsang, and all this. Okay, Yonghui Chaoshi. Surprisingly, Yonghui Chaoshi originated from Fujian itself. There are 3,000 over outlets. 3,000 over outlets. It's very, very big, Yonghui. Okay, and we have convenience store, CVS. We call them as CVS. We have Lawson, Family Marts, all days, then and others as well. Then we have supermarket, Parkson, Huijing. Parkson is now focusing more on like attire, clothing, and fashion. They are not so much on food now. And specialty store. And a specialty store is something very interesting where they sell a lot of imported products. City Shop, Olay, BLT, and Hema. Hema, you know, there's another one, Hema, under the Alibaba group. It's called Hema, Freshma, where they sell only imported products, most of it. And this is the distribution channel, which is very important for imported food. Okay, and we have store within store. What do you mean by store within store? Sometimes you go into like Carrefour, you can see one small store there, or small, you know, they are selling some imported food as well. A very good example is like those selling, you know, 杏仁粉, these are walnut powder, these are groundnut powder, sesame powder. When they do it, when they can do it on the spot, they grind for you. Taiwanese imported food are very famous in using store within store, where before you enter into like Carrefour hypermarket, outside there, you can see this small store. And this is also another channel of distribution. Wholesales market, which is very good. They deal a lot in cash. They even have an imported food wholesales market in Wuxi. Wuxi is like 200 kilometers away from Shanghai. The whole area is imported food wholesales market. But the one, they're demanding something cheap and branded products, they don't do much promotion for you. They cannot help you to promote on the brand. They only a reseller, which is like when your brand is established in China, brand is well known, and the wholesale people will come in and start to sell your products. This wholesale market, they are targeting in for the outstation or outskirt retail store, small retail store, which is specialized in selling imported products. Okay, so wholesale market. Then the most trendy and the most famous one in China, we talk about e-commerce. E-commerce is the big topic to talk maybe for another 3-4 hours. Okay. Okay, the next one we'll talk more about e-commerce.
Sunny, after
Yes.
e-commerce, we just take a break for questions, and then
Okay.
we can take maybe a few minutes break then. All right.
Okay.
Okay, carry on, please.
All right. E-commerce distribution. E-commerce distribution. Okay, this is a very, very big word now, or very trendy words now. We call e-commerce distribution. And offline distribution, last time, 10 years ago, we have this TV sales, direct mailing, telesales, catalog sales, SMS. This is not popular anymore, or so-called outdated. And now we talk about online distributions. We have B2B, we have B2C, we have C2C. And now, the latest one we have called this B2D. And what is B2D? Let y'all have a guess. What is B2D now? Okay, then from this B2B, B2C, and C2C, it will categorize into many platforms. Some of the platform they are focusing into B2B, like Alibaba, Alibaba.com, www.1681688.com. The one is B2B. B2C, we of course we know we got Taobao, we got Jingdong, we got all this, and C2C now. Okay, I will explain later what is C2C. Okay, Kevin, question.
Okay. Maybe we can. Anyone have any questions? Like, you can raise your hand. Then the control center can open the mic for everyone. Okay, there's one. With the newly signed RCEP, many SMEs in Malaysia are getting excited blindly. So wanting to trade with China with no prior knowledge. How important is doing groundwork study? By Dr. Eric Ballen.
This RCEP, in fact, okay, if we were focusing on imported food itself, in fact, like our ASEAN trade, our AFTA itself is already good enough. We already enjoy a zero tax now under this ASEAN, okay, and we have been enjoying. See, it's not much effect for the RCEP comparing the rest of the segment if you are talking about food itself, okay. And of course, they are under this RCEP also. There are certain requirements that you have to fulfill. Basically, it's like not only from the tax itself, it's like from your food quality itself, from your branding itself, from your packaging, from your pricing itself, that you have to do a lot of homework itself before you come into this market. Once the RCEP is signed, that means you are inviting more competition from the rest of the world come into China market, not only from the Asian itself. See, as a Malaysian also, we always feel that our competition come from our country itself, come from Malaysia itself. In fact, our competition come from our neighbor, come from Indonesia, come from Vietnam, come from Thailand, come from our surrounding country itself. So we have to be more eyes opening that we have to compete We have to compete with the rest of our ASEAN country. I quoting example like our snack food. We are facing a big challenge from Vietnam itself. Cheaper, nicer, good packaging, and all this. We're facing a lot of challenge from them. We are facing our coffee. We are facing challenge from Vietnam, from Thailand, from everywhere. Okay, yeah.
Okay, and
I see there's one question here.
yeah, another one that Philippine, you said you missed out explanation of number 7. What do you mean, the bookstore? Maybe it's in your presentation, is it? Your PPT.
Which one?
Philip Poon, Mr. Khor, you have missed out explaining number 7. I don't know what is.
Number 7 just now, the one. Number 6 is just now the earlier slide, is it?
Yeah, earlier slide maybe. Okay, yeah, wait. Oh yeah, number 7. Store.
Okay. Maybe I missed out. Bookstore is basically, what is bookstore? Bookstore is like okay, you can see in Malaysia the Mid Valley there where you have this bullock cart store, one by one, and this one it can be by itself also is a channel itself, and some of these people, they are focusing all in this bookstore itself. Okay. Like example, some souvenir items, you no need to go into all this market, you go into bookstore. Okay. Right. And then the last one, I think Sunli, you also can see that thought about importing part of imported food ingredient and the rest manufacturing in China, and how to import into China. Sorry? Is how about importing part, I mean, the imported food ingredient and the rest manufacturing in China. That means the ingredients are all, okay. Yeah. Importing a food ingredient into China, and then after that you manufacture in China, it become. But one thing you bear in mind, once you do that, it's become made in China already. You no longer made in Malaysia. If you don't mind for that, then your product become made in China. Okay, some people are doing that, but I think the challenge is like, I talked to some of these manufacturers, especially doing this 3-in-1 coffee one. They say they want to import coffee, they want to import this and that into China, and enjoying the facility in China, and after that, but they still want it to be like made in China. They argue that. I say no way. Once you manufacture in China, it become made in China already. It produced in China. Another thing is, bear in mind, if you import semi-products into China, that one is against the law. It's not for sales. That means it's a semi-finished products. Okay, it is not for sales. Example, like you say you import a 3-in-1 coffee mix, 3-in-1 coffee, ready to drink coffee mix, 3-in-1 already mix. Then you cannot, after that you repacking here. You must repacking before you can sell. If you import a semi-raw materials into China, it's against the law to sell direct to consumer. This is the law. Okay. Okay, and then one question. Yeah. Please. And show again the slide of business model. What is there still 13% there when we can fill Form E and for exemption? Okay, for this Mr. Tai Chong is that 13% is VAT. VAT is value added tax. It's like in Malaysia we call GST. Whatever is zero tax itself is called duty. This is VAT. Whatever products you sell into China, you have to pay 13% to the government. This is VAT. Okay, that's all. And maybe they want the slide of the business model. We will take 5 minutes break, and later we will go through. But anyhow, we are this presentation will not be shared, so you guys can copy down or whatever way you want to. But we are not going to. Even though you request, you can. Sorry. So the slide. All the PPT will be copyright by Mr. Khor, okay? And maybe last questions. Yeah. From me is actually, that's what you say.
in China, I mean, there are so many regions and different tastes. And particularly, I mean, Malaysia is a Muslim country, and we are all well known for halal.
Okay.
Halal food. And the government is actually strongly encouraged that to promote halal. Okay. What do you think, and how do you your view on the halal product selling in China, and what kind of market that we should focusing in, and other than well, how about like this Muslim region and all that, or should we? Is there a market for non-Muslim region also?
Okay, this topic also have been raised many times already, and I think our fellow Muslim friend in Malaysia or Malay friend in Malaysia, they want to focus into halal market. Halal market is basically in Xinjiang or in Ningxia or in Xi'an. Okay, and those Muslim, they are two races here. One is called Huiming, another one is called Vigro. Okay, those are two races in China itself whose religion are Muslim, who are Muslim. And the question I ask, what do you want to sell to them? This group of people, their spending power is low, and what do you want to sell to them? Okay, if you want to sell something to them that is only for halal, but expensive, they cannot afford to buy, is also, you cannot close any deal. Okay, so we must go back and analyze our own products. I know our halal for Malaysia is a selling point, but what products do you want to sell to them? Can they afford to buy or not? You must remember, the Muslim group in China, they are low spending power people, and their food variety are limited. They are not like Hans, other than Muslim or Huiming. We got Hanzu, Hokkien, Cantonese, all these we call Han. Hanzu, their spending power is higher, so they are many. They like to eat. They are more challenging in consumption of food. So my advice is that if you want to sell halal food, at the same time also you can promote to Hans, also to others of the people as well. They are the people who can spend and can buy on the halal food products. And for halal food also, they are more particulars about meat, poultry, meats, milk, and all this. And those are these products are all control items. Never think of selling any meat to China, chicken feed to China, chicken or duck to China. No, never think of that. This one, you and I cannot do anything. Only government to government, G to G. If they approve that, then only you can sell your chicken feed to China. So there are many inquiries saying that they want to buy chicken feed or from Malaysia itself. Don't waste time, should I say? Don't waste time, because the G to G is not opened up the market yet. Okay, I hope. All right.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Sunny. So we just take a 5 minutes break. Then we can just run through the PowerPoint, and then we can have their snapshot or screenshot or whatever. Okay.
Sure.
At the time, then we just take a break.
Sure.
We shall come back.
Okay.
All right.
This one, Long Fu San Chen.
Now the richest man in China.
Richest man in China.
Yeah.
His wealth is like 98 $8.4 billion US dollars. Now he's the richest man, Zhong San. See, China market is so lucrative and so easy. By selling water itself, you can become a richest man in China. So what's so difficult about China? Something very easy, selling water also. You know, you can become so rich already. Long Fu San Chen, richest man. He's richer than Ma Yun already, Jack Ma already, you know. And he's richer than our Li Ka-shing, our whoever that even richer than you know, than our Robert Koch and all this.
Yep.
Selling water only, selling water.
Yes,
So
China
as I say,
is so big.
please come to China. It's so easy. Selling water only, you can become rich already. Not worry. Okay.
Okay,
Shall we
let's
continue?
yes, please.
Okay, then we talk about e-commerce. Now I'm feeling more relaxed now at the second section because
Yeah.
at first I'm talking. Now, okay, e-commerce. E-commerce is a big topic by itself. As I say, we got B2B, we got B2C, we got C2C. Okay, and what is B2B? What is B2C? And what is C2C? Okay, my next slides, I will explain a little bit about B2B. Okay, next one, please. B2B, as you all know, a very well-known and is started by Alibaba. Alibaba.com. Now, the first thing, anything or whatever that you want to buy from China, you will go to this Alibaba.com. Okay, but whatever the slide, the website you all go in from overseas is Alibaba.com. But in China, there's another one called Yaoliupapa.com, where it's served the local most of the time. And if you buy through any of these Alibaba.com, you first of all, there's a certain kind of security is there. And Alibaba.com, they have certain rating about this supplier. They can even provide like, you know, Alipay and Alipay, these are 支付宝 itself, where you actually pay to the third party bank. The supplier don't get the money until they delivered. This is good thing about Alibaba.com. Okay, then of course, not only Alibaba.com, we have other smaller platform as well. Okay, but the most famous one is Alibaba.com. Okay, then in fact for Malaysian supplier manufacturer, this is one way also you can promote your products through Alibaba.com. Okay, but another question asked is that if you all were to operate an Alibaba from Alibaba and sell to the customer in China itself, these people, the buyer may not have the ability to buy a full container. What should you do? Let's say you sell a honey through this Alibaba.com. You know, your buyer will say, I want to buy 20 cartons. But you tell them you can only sell to them one full container, 300 cartons, and this buyer will run away. But how you settle this one? There's always a solution. There is a service company or so-called a forwarding agent that can help you to store your products, to import your products, to provide logistics, to become your stockist for that. And if you need that kind of service, please contact me later. I will introduce you to a very reliable a Malaysian company in China itself who can provide this type of service. Okay, you can come to me anytime. Then we talk about B2C. B2C, as you all know, we got Taobao, we got Tianmao, we got Weipinghui, we got Jingdong, we got Pinduoduo, we got Zhibo. Now, before I go into Zhibo, we talk about Pinduoduo. Pinduoduo take like 3 years itself to become one of the very, very well-known platform for B2C. And why it's become so famous is that they are merging the purchasing and the games at the same time. And it's sort of like, you know, you can play games in the website, in the platform, in the online platform itself. At the same time, you can purchase something. So this is something very interesting. that you have to merge everything together in your platform. Then it's become very attractive. That's why the challenge is like when you ask people, some of the Malaysian company, especially, you ask them, they say, okay, I got my own website, that they can come to my website and start buying. But why people want to choose your website? You're not attractive at all. If I go to work into this platform, the platform will provide me, first of all, I can trust for the payment. They can use Alipay. I pay to the Alipay, and after I getting the products only, the payment will go to the supplier. This is security of payment. Number two, sometimes you got all these red packet or so-called ang pao or any bonus, collect points. Number three, also you got many choice. You got many choice of others. You can start comparing price. So they would go into a platform by itself. And for your information, that this B2C, Taobao, Tianmao, Weijing, and all this is not cheap anymore. They are very, very expensive platform. You got to pay deposit. You got to do a lot of promotion there. You got to do marketing, a lot of things there. If you come in like 8 years ago or 10 years ago, yeah, maybe when it started, that time you still can enjoy a lot of free benefits. But now no more already. You got to pay a lot of money to do promotion itself in Taobao and Tianmao. Then, but of course, now that China started off with their anti-monopoly rules, which is good lah. Sometimes they will control all these so-called the B2C platform. If not, everything will be controlled by Jack Ma Yun. Another one is Ma Huateng, the one on JD.com. Okay, both of them are controlling. Okay, but now China try to break it and for them not to monopolize the whole online platform itself. C2C is something very interesting. Weisang, where they sell their products through this WeChat sales. Then WeChat sales also, we got all this mini program, 小程序. Then we also got this we call 网红 KOL or 直播. Wei Ya, there's one very famous Wei Ya 网红. She can earn, I think, more than don't know how many 10 millions per year by talking through the 网红店直播 and all this. All right, okay. And O2O is like online to offline, offline to online. The very famous one we call Khor先生, Fresh Ma. They are under the Alibaba group, where they can deliver your seafood, your vegetables, your milk within the half an hour. Within half an hour, they promise you that within half an hour it will reach your house. And no matter how small the quantity is, even you buy 2 tomatoes, they can still deliver. Of course, they will charge you certain delivery cost. Okay. All right. Next one, please. Okay. And to do marketing in China by email itself, the message will not reach our consumer easily nowadays. There are many alternatives to email newsletter. In the West, where people are still using a lot of emails, but China, they have other ways of social media to reach the consumer itself or your buyer or whoever themselves. See, you can see from all this logo, we got WeChat, we got Ping Tuo on the left, but the one, the small TV, smiling TV there, I still cannot recognize what logo is that. Then down there you have a very famous now, it's called TikTok, Douyin. Then you have Xiaohongshu, you got Baidu, you got Tianmao, and you got this is what? Weibo. Okay, so the social media is so powerful, especially like WeChat. Okay, now to travel in China also, nowadays, if I go out also, I take bus, I use my handphone, I use WeChat, I payment by WeChat Pay and all this. So whenever I travel in China, I don't carry my wallet anymore. So I have problem when I go back to Malaysia, I will sure forget to bring my wallet or my purse out when I when I when I go out to eat or to buy anything, because it's so convenient in China. I only have my handphone in hand. I can ride this train. I can use it for bus. I can use it for metro, for subway, and all this. Okay. Okay, next please. Okay, how to set up your distribution network. First of all, before you set up your distribution network, then or understand your own distribution network, that you have to understand your product nature itself. Okay, don't follow blindly. Whether your product is it a direct consume or non-direct consume. Sometimes it's like food ingredient, our KBC soya sauce, okay, or Popo soya sauce. The one is classified as different, and it cannot be direct consume. All right, yeah. And then whether you are frozen or you're non-frozen or you're perishable products, then only you identify your market, whether it's first tier, second tier, or third tier, and all this, right? And your distribution channel, are you going into the modern trade, supermarket, CVS, and all this, or are you going into the food services? Food services like 餐饮服务、批发市场的 wholesales, or are you going into a chain store, franchise store? You know, when you come to China, there's the store called 正牌正兴鸡排. Well, Hokkien it may not pronounce 正兴鸡排 is the chicken chop. They have 24,000 outlets or 24,000 stores in China. It's very, very big. Their turnover is 100个亿, which is 10 billion renminbi yearly turnover. Very, very big. So this is also another channel that you may supply something to them. Of course, it's not easy, and there are many. So we're talking about franchise and chain store. In China itself, you're talking about 200, 300 is considered small. We're talking about 1,000. We're talking about 10,000 store, 20,000 store, that kind of things, right? Okay, then finding a capable importer and distributors. But how to find them? Okay. See, number 1, number 2, number 3 is that maybe if you set up your own distribution network, you have to guide your team that where to find your products, your distribution network, how to identify your market. Of course, this one we'll discuss it in a few hours. I can take a few hours or take a few days. It's another topic itself, how to do your distribution in China. And finding a capable distributors, importer. But how? Where to find them? Who want to entertain you? How you promote your products to them? How they can select your products? Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, then how to identify your market? How to identify your market and also look for your distributors? There are a few ways. Go to the field, visiting the outlet itself. Go to the supermarket, look at the back of the sticker there. Who are the importer? Write down or snap a photo from this importer, telephone numbers and all these things. Take down whatever they have. Sometimes you will get scolded by the sales girls, but doesn't matter. This is a very, very groundwork you need to go through. This is one way also. And where is your market itself? Okay, you must find a similar products itself. You sell 3-in-1 coffee. You go to places that other people, other brands are selling. This is the market. Okay, your substitution products. Okay, if let's say you're selling 3-in-1 coffee, if you see this supermarket, they are very good business in selling tea. These are instant tea or beverage or cereal. So this is all the substitution products. Complementary products. Also, this is where your market is. Complementary is like, You know, if you are selling a pure coffee, FDC, fish dry coffee, you always go side by side with sugar, a small packet sugar or a non-daily creamer. Okay, so this is your market. This is where your market is. Okay, and where they are is where you will be. It's actually, you know, it's where they are and where you will be. Okay, next one. Okay, now how to find your distributors or importer. Okay, be prepared before you come into China. Before you come into China to find your own distributors or find your importer, you have to be internet present. What is internet present? At least, you know, set up your website, ready by your website. And the problem with the website is that, you know, you can log in to all these websites. Many chances, 50% of it, you will see website under construction. You just put the triple W, the link itself. But once you log in, you will always say website under construction or website never update. Inquiry, people want to buy your products also, you know, they cannot contact and nobody bother, just to show only. So your internet presence is important, especially when you want to come to China. China is so advanced into all this online technology, all this IT. So first of all, you have a product's name. They will search into the internet, into Baidu, into their search machine. Number two, they will try to log into your website and see what is your company background and all this. So be prepared, and also be prepared to do an e-catalog. Okay, environmental friendly, and also you can broadcast to many supplier, to many these distributors or any importer. You know, when you call them, when you email to them, they say, can you show me your e-catalog? Then you say, wait, let me snap a photo for you. Let me snap a photo. No, it's too late already. You can just say, okay, just 1 second, I send together, you know, my e-catalog to you. Then it's so fast. They thought that, you know, your company is so advanced. Okay, and e-reputation. What is e-reputation? Make yourself present into e-commerce. All right, social media, SEO. SEO is a search engine optimization. They go into Baidu for your branding. Okay, Khor Sun Li Coffee. You know, wow, suddenly all jump up. Wow, Sun Li Coffee is manufactured in Taiping factory by itself already 50 years. So some background, some all this. This is all the homework you need to do before you come into the market. Okay, you have to do a lot of homework. Okay, the story of your brand, the story of your company, and whatever story by itself. You have to tell some story when you go and talk to people. When you go and talk to your importer, is the salesman talk. You know, salesman talk is that you don't let your conversation die. Don't let your conversation stop it there. So you must have a lot of story to tell. Oh no, my factory is started like from my grandfather or whoever that. It's just a talk. Then you can beautify your story itself, and don't tell me that you have no story to tell. Everything there is always a story to tell. Just like you tackle a girl, you know, you can always have a story to tell. You cannot tell her that, oh, I got no story to tell you, I got nothing to tell you. Then that's it, you will never success. Okay. And supporting certificate, like do you have an ISO, halal cert, or if you are selling whatever supporting these halal cert, HACCP, and all this, you have to be ready. Get ready. Okay, and also your price structure. Your FOB price is how much. Okay, one container, how many carton you can load in. Okay, your carton size, and all this you have to be ready before you go and approach your distributor, so that it show that you are very professional. Okay, your new business structure, your structure of the company, you tell them that, you know, how you manufacture this product. This is all normal, no? Whether you come into China or you go into anywhere of the world that you want to do export business, you have to do your homework, you have to be prepared to, to come in. Also, number nine is talk about capital. If you want to come into China, be prepared to have some capital or just spare some fund there. Okay, don't come with the open hand and say that, okay, we have no money to spend, we have nothing. Then end of the day, you will find nothing and go back. Or some people, they come into China and join this exhibition. When the importer say, what can you support? They say, no, we cannot support you anything. We just give you a very good price, so-called a naked price, 裸价 lah. You know, give you the rock bottom price that you just go and sell and you earn your profit there. No, this is not the way anymore. If you were to tell your importer and say that, what kind of support you can give you tell them, okay, fine, we'll give you free sampling. Okay, we'll give you this brochure printing, we'll give you this and that. Maybe we support you in one exhibition. Then people will feel happy. You cannot say, oh, we have nothing for you, you just sell for me. Then they will just walk away. And you must remember, no, Chinese attitude, they don't commend you. They always say the good things about you, and they just walk away and without let you know that, you know, they are not happy, or they're angry with you, or they are, you know, they are wrong or whatever. Because what for they want to against you, want to offend you, since they don't know you. Okay, next. Finding distributors. You can attend exhibition, go to the field. Just now I mentioned already, go to the field and go to the supermarket and see who is your competitors importer, who is the complementary food importer, who is the substitutional food importer, and that's how you can find your importer. For me, my preference is that normally I don't go for my competitor importer, because once you go for a competitor importers, they will start pressing you on the price. They will see what you can support to them. Okay, and some supplier or manufacturer, they are very ambitious. They thought that, you know, they can cut other people's sales and give and take it over. It's not easy. Even though you are selling some raw materials for coffee, also it's not easy. It's not easy also. They cannot straight away stop. They have been dealing with the old suppliers or for the past 10 years, 20 years. Suddenly they stop and pass it to you. Who are you? Who are you to stop everything? Unless you can give them a lot of benefits. So the good thing is that you can go for your substitutional goods importer. Example, you see these people, they import cereal, they import this chocolate powder, and you look for them and say that now we have coffee to offer to you. You know, would you like to consider to have extra SKU or extra brand or extra products which is similar to your beverage products? Or if you are selling snack food, you go to these people who are selling biscuit, okay, or selling different brand or selling different kind of snack food. Okay, and a business advisor or representative. Okay, representative, like what I'm doing now, I represent an European company in selling FDC, fish dry coffee. One of the top European company is called Simplex Coffee, and we have a few brands, and I'm helping them. I am their chief representative. This is what I'm doing now. See, I quote a lot of example of coffee because I'm a coffee seller. I'm a coffee man. I sell a lot of coffee. Okay, and also I represent Tata Coffee from India. I help them to develop China market. Okay, raw material. This is coffee raw material. For Simplex Coffee, I help them to sell FDC. I help them to sell coffee beans, not only in China, but in Malaysia, in Southeast Asia also. Okay. And Chamber of Commerce, okay, Chamber of Commerce can help you also, like MCC or Meichen Shanghai also can help you. We cannot directly help you directly, sorry, we cannot directly provide you the list or the name, but we can try to connect you with somebody who may help you. It cannot, maybe it's not directly, but sometimes we just try our best to help. By the way, I'm the vice chairman of Malaysian Chamber of Commerce in Shanghai. So you can come to me if you need any help. We are volunteer. We're a volunteer here. And Martrade also can help you. Martrade, Mapharma, they have some leads also, or they may introduce you to some, you know, some potential distributors and all this. I think the big challenge Martrade is facing now, for those who are not Malaysian, Martrade is under our Ministry of International and Trade. They are the so-called overseas market trading development arm. Overseas market development arm is called Martrade, trading development arms. So but as I said, Martrade, they're facing what challenge? You know, they don't have enough leads or potential distributor, because we are so stingy, we are so kedekut. Sometimes we close one deal, we never want to report back to them. This is the problem. Some of the commissioners highlight to me that, you know, that they may introduce somebody to buy something from you, but end of the day, they close the deal and they never report back, you know, and they don't have a reference and not recognized, cannot pass it to others next one. So sometimes we must help each other, you know, must cooperate with each other, and also we must help the government servant, Martrade, government servant or whoever, farmer also, they need a good report card also. So if you report back also, they feel proud about you, and they will provide a better service to you also. All right, okay. And business associate, it could be a lot. It could be like let's say example like you want to sell 3-in-1 coffee into China. You can come to me and say that, hey, Mr. Khor, since you're selling these raw materials, coffee raw materials, do you know anybody in the coffee market or coffee industry that they want to buy Malaysia 3-in-1 coffee or not? Hey, I may think, oh, let's say, okay, maybe we can try this one. We can try that one. You know, this is called business associate. Social media, okay. We just now we say about reputation, appearance. Social media is one of them. China social media, we use WeChat, we use Baidu, we use this you know, Weibo. So many social media you can expose yourself. Okay, and B2B, Alibaba, and B2D. Okay, what is B2D? B2D is business to distributor, which is something very interesting and is getting more popular now. That you may advertise your products in this platform or go into this platform and find a distributor itself. It's not directly go into consumer yet, but those people who are distributors, you see, they have this importer association. They have these many kind of importer association, food distributor association. This is called B2D. Okay, next one, please. Pitfall and hurdles. Okay, custom clearance rate tapes, and differences interpretation of CIQ rules, and all this. This is all we call pitfall. It can be settled, and sometimes we may interpret differently on the rules itself. And some people, they like to argue that why I can import in China, in Shanghai, but I cannot come in from Shenzhen. This I don't know how to tell you, because certain custom, they have different kind of interpretation of the rule itself. They are not wrong, and sometimes they have their own way. You know, in Malay we say ada jalan sendiri lah. They have their own way. They have their own connection and all this also. But in China, connection is important. Some of the seaport you already used to it, don't simply change, and you cannot argue with them. You cannot argue with them also. Okay, and let me take the sip of water. 农夫山泉. Also that, you know, our slow action also, we may miss out a customer. China is a very fast moving country. Everything for them is so fast. The reaction is so fast. You see, sometimes when you talk to any of the Chinese customer or distributor, first of all, they'll ask you, what is your price? You may feel that before we talk about quality, before we talk about anything, before we talk about supply, you start asking you for price. Actually, they are right also. They want to buy something within their spending power. Just like you walk into a camera shop, the camera shop people will ask you, what is your budget? Okay, you tell them my budget is 1,000 ringgit. They will show you something like 900 to 1,300. So the range is there. They don't show you something like 10,000, 20,000. If you go into a camera shop and you're not saying what is your price range, they will show you something like 10,000, and your pocket is only budgeted for 1,000. So you are wasting time for both parties. So if they ask you what is your price, you can tell them this is my range of price. My product is like, we are good quality products, but our range is like 20 ringgit or whatever per bag or whatever. Okay, so don't waste time. And please, don't ever reply your email by saying that, sorry for my late reply. When you are late means you are late. Nobody will sorry for you. Nobody will apologize for you. You know, immediate action is very important. And also that sometimes we look at China, if you don't know China, we feel so worried about them. You know, sorry to say, you say that they will cheat you. But my question is that who cheat who? Who will cheat? You know, it's all both party, but don't have that kind of thinking or that kind of emotion when you want to talk business with overseas or foreigner. Okay, and you have a tight pocket, or not even want to spend a single cent into China, and you expect that to take all from China. Just like I quote you an example that, you know, when a distributor approach you and asking what kind of support, you say, no, I'm not going to spend anything for you because you're so worried. Then we'll say, fine, I'm not going to buy anything from you. Same thing. Okay. And you got cultural differences, of course. We are not Chinese. Even though I am Chinese, but I'm local Malaysian, 3 generations already. Sometimes we have cultural differences also. Their thinking, their business practices also, they have different practices also. Their thinking also different. Okay. And okay, we face the challenge also of counterfeit products. Okay, counterfeit product, but if you think it positively, once your products, people want to imitate your products, you to a certain extent that you feel happy in the heart. That means your products can sell. You know? If any other products that cannot sell, nobody will imitate your products. Okay, always remember, cheap thing not good, good thing not cheap, and free thing is dangerous. Okay, don't expect that, you know. You don't want to spend any single money, you don't want to do this and do that, then you get all whatever profit you can gain. It's not that easy. Okay, next one, please. So China is a crouching tiger, hidden dragon. Are you fierce to come? Always ask yourself. But I think nothing to fear for. Is always be prepared, do your homework, talk to people, do a budget, and before you come in. Okay, all right, I think that's next one, please. All right, I think that's the end of my presentation today. A little bit about myself. I have 25 years China experience in China market experience. And now I'm a representative for this Simplex Coffee, Tata Coffee, Indian Coffee. So most of the time I'm doing coffee. Okay, and anytime you can scan my WeChat there or call me on my China phone, WhatsApp or whatever also. Okay, good luck to you and all the best to you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sunday. Very well presented. And this is our first session. And we'll hopefully that we will have the second session, but depending on the response and request. And maybe I'll just round it up. As what we discussed is actually we Malaysian. Just the information that our chamber is also, as what Mr. Khor mentioned, we are is a platform to enter to China, and the purpose of setting up this Malaysia-China Chamber of Commerce is, well, there's two main reasons. One is actually those businessmen who already have business in China. And the other one, we are also open up for members or any interested party who have a company in Malaysia and willing to, and interested looking into the China market. So we are also one of the chamber that you can join. And especially that we are participating in a lot of trade shows, exhibitions, and trade visitings and so on. And well, unfortunately, last year, because of the pandemic, so many our activities are mainly in online. And just talking about it, I'm quite fortunate that involved in this Chamber of Commerce for about 10 over years. And I personally are not in the trade, especially in the F&B. But however, I was in a committee which is handling most of the trade in China. And I learned a lot. And what Sunny has shared, like when we're selling products in China, and we are bringing a lot of our members or exhibitors into China. And I find out that we must bring out the strength, and also in particular like the packaging. Like for instance, just to make an example, since we're talking about so much about coffee, like a lot of Malaysian companies are promoting white coffee. And most of the branding, well, might be different, but the packaging, I would say, from the exhibitor A to Z is almost the same. So actually, we can actually to improve on the packaging also, and in order to make it more value, to create more value on that. And then the other thing is the culture, and particularly to Malaysian Chinese. Don't think that we are Chinese. We can speak Chinese into the China. Then, but however, we are the third or fourth generation in Malaysia. So our background are different. Our cultures are all different. And maybe I can also go down to another one or two more questions. That is.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kevin, let me answer this question first. This gentleman saying that, is there register of trademark necessary in China? My answer is yes. It must register. You must register your brand before you come into China. Don't blame other people for register your brand if you don't register now. And if you don't register, register a brand is not that difficult in China. Just that it takes time. And there's two ways for you to register a brand. Of course, you can go through some Malaysian these are brand registration company or whatever. Another way is that you can register your brand under this Madrid Spain Madrid, where it's international registration. That one is also recognized by China. But please register your brand before you come in. Okay.
Yeah. And there's one more question, how to do mini product launch in China without attaining an import license first and for a trial?
Okay, I also see this question also. Actually, what sort of import license do you need? The question asks, if anything that no need import license, you can just come in and attend exhibition, come in and talk to whoever here also and find your importer to sell. That's all. No need apply license. What license do you want to apply? I'm not very sure.
Yeah, that's true, because we have a lot of exhibitions in China.
Yes, yes,
a lot
yes.
of promotion. Then we can actually go in as a trial, as a sample. So for presentation there and try to look for some associate or partners or distributors over there.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Khor, there's one more thing that, what about like traditional herbs? What is what category would they put it in? Like for instance, Malaysia will be like two types. One is birth nest is more, it's been more formalized. And what about like Tongkat Ali and so on?
Birth nets, I think everybody will know they are controlled by some company, a few company. I don't know how many license they have issued already, maybe 15 or 20, I don't know how many already. And this is all controlled by CNCA, a Chinese Neutralization and Chinese accreditation, something like CNCA, 质检啊，检验检疫局哈。Meaning to say that you must have this license or so-called your factory, your factory to process birth net must be approved by a China authority before you can export there. And this is all controlled, and it's all controlled by Ministry of Health and also Ministry of Agriculture by Malaysia itself. Malaysia license, you need license to export for birth nets. Last time we don't have all this license, but now they've been practiced for maybe for the past few years already. Okay. But still a lot of people like hand carry in or whatever, so there are still a lot.
Yeah, true. I mean, they are taking the risk also.
The risk, but you know, proper import here is good but is a bit tedious. Birth net industry is a very big industry, and for Malaysia, for Indonesia, for Thailand itself, also we have all this birth net also. But sorry to say that birth net industry in Malaysia also is very political.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What about the herbs?
Herbs, okay, before we go into Tongkat Ali, just for your information, for a Chinese bak kut teh, you cannot properly or so-called legally import into China. China have a rules. Whatever traditional herbs or so-called herbs, it cannot be put on the table as a food, except goji, geiji, except one or two items, that's all. Then the rest like tong guai la, what bak sok la, all this cannot be a food. That's why until today that you can't see a proper import of this bak kut teh itself. Okay. For Tongkat Ali itself, okay, Tongkat Ali is fall under the category of so-called functional food. But we have to show a lot of clinical proof and start applying to Beijing and to get it approved. I think this one government have to come in and help and provide all the kind of study to apply to them and to claim under these functionals. And there is an agent here who are applying this one. They say they can help lah. But for each SKU of this so-called Tongkat Ali, you have to pay like 100,000 renminbi, 60,000 yuan for that, and it takes the duration of 1 year. You can apply for that. For function. For Tongkat Ali. Okay.
Okay, I have this very interesting issues that recently I'm trying to send some pu'er tea, which is
Pu'er
actually
cha.
pu'er cha from actually it's imported from China, and of course, in fact now they're buying from China, from Malaysia. It's even cheaper than China. So I'm
Okay.
trying to send some gift. The Chinese New Year is coming.
Yeah.
In a small quantity, there's no issues.
Ah.
Actually, I send more than a dozen. Then I have
Okay.
a problem. I have a problem going in because I don't have a proper documentation and all that.
Yes. Yes.
So even though this is all the products are also from China. So actually, this one is something similar to the Bak Kut Teh issues.
Ah. Yeah.
I see.
This is even Bak Kut Teh is more serious than this the pu'er cha. Pu'er cha is that you cannot prove the 原产地证明 country of origin. It's all from China. Okay.
Correct.
And for Bak Kut Teh could be different. Or not only Bak Kut Teh, should I say, for any herbs or any soup that you having some problem in import. But somebody say they may do that, they may help you to import. Well, you have to declare under different category. You cannot be saying that, this is Bak Kut Teh, I got this tong quai, I got this and that, all the Chinese herbs there. You can declare differently. There's always some loopholes that you can do, all right.
Okay.
And coming back to this Tongkat Ali also, I think seriously have to look at these items and have to spend really get an agent to go and help to register and find out what is the problem and all this. And this Tongkat Ali has been talking for many years already, but so far I don't see anything that is legally import from Malaysia until today.
Should it be considered as what? As a supplement or is health food or what?
Supplement. Help is a herbs, is a supplements. So their classification is not clear, whether you consider, is it a food supplements or is it considered a herb medicine or is it considered a herbal, whatever. Even so, we have to be clear, then we can start apply from there.
I see.
Right.
And just now you mentioned about any meat products like chicken feet. And in fact, I mean, our chambers also receive a lot of requests on the chicken feet and all that.
Cannot do.
Cannot do, huh?
Cannot do. You see, for China, any of these meat products want to import from others country, they must first of all certify the factory. And approve the factory, then only allow you to come in. But before they approve, this is G to G, government to government, whether they allow your products, your Malaysia chicken products to export to China or not. That one is G to G talk. If they say, okay, now you go to the second step to approve on the factory process. Okay. If the government to government and say, no, not anything, not any chicken from Malaysia, so no need to talk, we cannot do anything. All right. So example, now you say you want to export your banana to China. Okay, don't waste time, you cannot.
Banana also cannot?
Cannot. Okay, so far the fruits that we can export to China is like, I think, longan, tembikai, these are watermelon, then we got mangoes, we have this papaya, pineapple, recently 3 years ago just opened, after fighting for so many years, pineapple. Then we have frozen durian. Frozen durian, not the fresh durian, frozen, must be frozen. I think there's 6 or 7 items, if I'm not wrong. And the rest of the fruit cannot.
So seems like our government have to work harder.
Government have to work harder, and also all depends on China government. We have to work harder. The government have to work harder. A very good example is our pineapples. After fighting for so many years, now our MD2 pineapple allowed to export to China. MD2, the species called MD2.
So do you know how the arrangement like? I mean, they threw it is a G to G or what?
No need. If they allow already, then it's all about licensing to export finding a distributor. You see, a very a very unique about Malaysia is that we everything controlled by license. Okay, once the other party, let's say a foreign company, a foreign country that allow you to export something out from Malaysia, then our government will step in and say you must have this license before you can export. If they open up, a very good example is like birth nets. Okay, it's Malaysia that implement the license to control all this factory. If they were to say now I open up, everybody can export. Okay, fine, everybody export. Okay or not? Like durian also the same thing. Okay, we have license. So Malaysia, everything about license, AP license to control. Well, hopefully if the direction is right and go for the right direction. If let's say all these license have been misused, then the trouble. Okay, pineapple, the same thing. I think you need certain approved company you can export that. Not every company can export. There are a few.
What about
pineapple?
Yeah. What about dry fruits? Dry fruits.
Dry fruits.
Yeah.
What sort of dry fruit do you mean?
Well, it can be even there's some inquiry for what do you call it?
Guava.
Guava, it can be dry fruit. Even the what they call it, ping nang. What do you call it? Ping nang. What do you call it?
Ping nang. Ping nang is from Taiwan.
Yeah. I mean, they are looking at the Southeast Asia also now.
Dry fruit can. Dry fruit is a processed fruit.
Or processed fruit is okay
It's
because
already processed.
Let's talk about how about pandan, coconut, and nangka. So nangka, I think I heard that the Ministry of Agriculture is doing it. Cannot, right? But I think they are trying, but I'm not sure it's been finalized or not. Coconut,
fresh nangka cannot. Processed nangka possible.
And then coconut, maybe santan can.
Coconut, santan of course can. Santan no problem. Our coconut powder also no problem. That one is processed already.
Yeah.
But you talk about fresh one. Fresh, I'm not sure whether can or cannot. You see, the best thing is before you want to export any fruits, and most of the fruit supplier they will know. You can check with farmer.
Exactly.
Farmer.
Yes.
Farmer have the first-hand information. The information is correct.
Okay. So I think it's almost the end, and most of the question has been answered.
I don't know. Any more questions?
Very truthful. So, everyone, so there's a number for Mr. Khor and the WhatsApp and also the WeChat. He's kind. I mean, you can call him directly, or if information, you can also contact MCCC for any future talks and all that. You can actually register with us and or email to us.
Yeah.
And well, I think we've come to the end, and for most of the country who are still in the MCO, so please stay home as much as you can. And thank you very much.
Just spend 5 minutes. Let me just answer this one. Any logistic company can introduce to small quantity of good export. Mr. Chow. Yeah, there are a lot. You can come to me. I can introduce to you their company. And pandan, coconut, and nangka, sorry, cannot. How to find which products need license, i.e. birth nets, or the one you check before you want to sell. Example, you talk about fruits, you check with farmer. You talk about any other processed food, you check with Matrix. Okay? Do you need license to export for fruit products and raw and processed? Fruit, it depends on what fruit products. Normally, yes, you need. Durian, of course, you need that. Durian is only frozen durian. There are some food store in Malaysia, especially organic store selling essential oil. Is that considered as herbs category as some of the products are about processed, restaurant, and blah, blah, package in Malaysia? Okay, now, the word organic itself is very sensitive already. Don't write organic. That is not easy to go in for any organic products. The process will be very, very lengthy, and you can't prove it until you fed up and give up on organic, so-called organic products. Okay, because we call tracing back. You have to trace back from where is the origin of the products and all this blah, blah, blah before you can export. And normally, if you talk about essential oil, it is imported from France and repacking here. You have to prove that your country of origin. Country of origin, is that from France or from Malaysia itself? See, country of origin is so important now. Why is so important? Example, you sell anything from India direct to China, you will pay an import duty of 15%. If you have to sell anything from Malaysia itself to China, is 0% tax. So a lot of people thought that they can just buy from India to Malaysia, which they pay, I think, about 3% tax. Then after that, repack here and send it out. And it's not that easy. It's not that easy. Government officer will check how to prove that you are origin from Malaysia itself. And 40%, I think 40%. So there's always a way. Some people, they claim that my carton box is manufactured in Malaysia, my packaging manufactured in Malaysia, blah, 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 blah. Until you can prove that you are 40% product origin from Malaysia. I don't know, 40%, 50%, I forgot already. So then only you are allowed to get the country of origin. And some of the traders also, they are so ambitious, or they can so imaginative and say that, okay, maybe I buy from elsewhere. I buy from elsewhere, example from Australia to Malaysia. Then after that, I change bill, change country of origin. Do you think can do that or not? Not easy. It's not easy. When you get caught, you got big troubles. 这个是换单 changing of country of origin is illegal. It's illegal. Okay. All right.
And one more question from our important person, Mr. Chok, our president of the Johor branch.
Okay.
What about melon? Honey melon? Can it be? I think it's no, right?
Honey melon 是蜜瓜。
蜜瓜的 yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So far, to my knowledge, is no. As I mentioned, only a few items: papaya, watermelon, manggis. Papaya, watermelon, manggis, the one, the longan, mata kucing, and frozen durian, pineapple. So far, I know 6. Whether there's any additional or not, please call up farmer and check with them. They are very helpful. They can help you. Okay. And the rest of the fruits, you cannot do. Especially banana, especially the mangoes and all these. Don't try. You will never go through one. Don't waste time. Okay. And also that, as I mentioned before, I represent a lot of factory or big brand or any brand that they want to come into China, can come and talk to me. I represent them. I can help them to to see how to develop the market and all this also. No problem. Anything. All right.
So we come to the end, and thank you very much. So we're looking forward for the next session that will be announcing, and most of the about 70 participants in over here. Then we have all your data. We will actually send the information to all you guys. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay. Thank you, Kevin.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.